But shoot, this is good. I think we're gonna have a good time.
All right. Tony knows that we can't see him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, there
I'll
you
bring
I mean it's
go.
kind of better we don't see old Tony something. I mean, I mean he make our sexy scale go down. He just
Boom.
messing all up. We like a 3 now.
Out of what?
2.5. But one quick question I do that. So you just practicing, right? Moffett?
Yeah.
You ain't working on your
No, I'm
regular
not. I'm
comic,
not.
right?
No, I'm not working on the column. I have. I'm in Clip Studio, and they have a sub view where just put a picture up, and then I'm on my main view where I just kind of just draw what I see.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just working
Okay.
on some clothes and hair and stuff like that. So things
But
that normally.
to introduce he's a author, creator, and artist too of a comic. And he does good with his comic. What is Soul of a Hero?
Yeah, Soul Hero.
Soul of a
It should
Hero.
be. Yeah, soulhero.com. It's still up. And it's a 1970s kung fu exploitation action with a superhero kick. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm good.
And of course we got Brother Roden, Colin Roden, and he's just the voice. He's like Billy D slash
Mm.
Darth Vader slash
I
other
could do
stuff.
most of those voices. You know that,
Very
right?
white. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you need somebody to fake a voice,
Yeah, man, because I got to get you to do like an introduction or something like that for some of my stuff. I definitely want to get with you with that.
yeah, that'd be
yeah,
great.
Uh,
I definitely need a. I was looking for a voice actor too. I was maybe give you a call when I get back on the stick. And I'm looking at my website now, and of course, uh, I guess WordPress did an update, and my theme is all messed up. So I got to work on this website. Oh God.
wow. He's hopefully he'll be willing to do it because I got a lot of work I want to do, and I think he'll be good with audio books too, like audio stories.
Oh man, that'd be great. Yeah.
To me, that's the
Yeah,
way. Cause I listen
I
to
know
audio.
a guy that's running an agency. In case you
Oh,
guys
really?
need a contact. Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he asked me, he said, "Hey man, do you have a demo tape?" I said, "Man, I haven't done a demo tape in about 25 years." So I said, "No, I don't have a demo tape." He said, "I'll get you some work."
Man, I'm
So
telling you, you got the voice, man, and introduce the hit man, Tony Strauss. He's captain's boy. He's lieutenant's baby at Section 7.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Firefighter 3 extraordinaire. But Tony is a great creator also. What's the
hmm
name of your comic, Tony? Because I
Shinra.
think Shinra's always been
Yeah.
Shinra. And
Uh-huh.
and and the stuff you working is good too, man. And like we say, we could kind of me and you've been working together for stuff for a long time. What? How
Yeah.
long been going? 7 years?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Yeah, gotta be.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we got 3 great guys over here. I'm Alex Griffin. I'm just kind of be peddling around with stuff and messing around. We just gonna but we all together. Maybe we'll come up with a name of this, like 4 bald heads, 2 beards. Well, I'm sorry, 3 bald heads, 2 beards. He holding on to it like he still got it. I'm sorry. The headphones messed me up. Yeah, three, what? Yeah, 3 balls, 2
well,
beards.
3 bald heads and one
Yeah.
begin to recede, one receding hairline. Mine's getting pushed back now, man.
Hey, man, go ahead and ask her that thing. Don't be scared.
It's an S girl.
That'll be all. I would personally like it. I'll buy you S girl.
Shoot, I used to have one, man. There's no question about that,
Did
man.
you?
Yeah, and I
Ah,
had a tail to go with it.
no way.
Yep. I had a
Oh man.
shag curl. I had a shag with a tail, and we're going
Oh,
back to 1985. So
was it? And you was breakdancing in the street, wasn't you?
Oh, I tried. I was more like break boning out in the street. Break bone dancing is what it was called.
Man, that's awesome. Cause when you from New York, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
he
Bronx,
from New
the
York.
Bronx.
The
Oh, the
And
Bronx.
that's the other
Bronx,
thing,
yeah.
man. Anybody ask me, I'd always say that. I say the Bronx like that, just so they get the
Bronx.
wrong impression about stuff, you know, because they're thinking burned out buildings, tenements, and all that. Meanwhile, I
Yeah.
was pretty much living in Mount Vernon, you know,
Oh,
steps
okay.
away.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, they're thinking like Escape from New York, and you like,
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. For the passion.
and, and you're from New York too, right, Tony?
Yeah, from Queens, Far Rockaway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I lived right over there, right on that boardwalk over there in Far Rockaway. Those
Mhm.
apartments right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Ain't
when did
nothing
you
but
Right
a
live
there.
there?
No, honestly, I was a kid, man. I would
Mhm.
go back and forth to visit, so it was almost like I never left. But we moved down here when I was like 7 years old. So
Oh
I've been down here for just years. I practically, it's almost like I'm from New York, and I still remember it like it was like it's nothing. But
yeah.
it's like Atlanta is where you can really say, what I'm saying, I was raised and
raised
born and
up.
all that. Yeah. Yeah, man. But yep, Far Rockaway, man. My grandparents on my father's side lived off Farmers Boulevard,
Mhm.
right over there in Queens. My mom's was she's from Brooklyn, right over Pennsylvania Avenue.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
Oh yeah, man. I love New York. Love New York. I can't move back, boys. It's a
Oh
little too
man,
much right there.
no,
Yeah.
you couldn't move back.
Yeah, I
Because I
could.
remember I went back there and I tried to drive, and it was like, man, I kept going over the Kosciuszko Bridge, like over and over and over. And I was like, man, I'm over here
Yeah.
trying to get to Queens. I don't know where I'm going anymore.
Shoot, I went back up there trying to drive and got blown off the road. Boy, they was telling me to get my country ass off the road. Because up there they drive like bats out of hell. And down here,
Oh yeah,
I gotta say, down here, we do a better time, just being easy, taking our time and getting what we need to be. But
Really?
up there, it's like a rat race, man.
oh,
Even the
Wow.
no doubt.
police, when they not, going on a call, man, they flying up and down the road. I'm telling you,
Shoot,
yeah, they
man,
are. Bus
you're
drivers
right.
bus drivers and stuff blowing you off the road. I mean, I had to pull over and let my uncle drive. I couldn't do it. It was too much.
Too bad for
Yeah.
your nerves.
Yeah, it was too much, man. I mean, they was cussing my ass out. They
But
was
when you
telling me,
live there, it's a different story though. Because I remember
yeah,
man, if there was a red light and it was going to change in 1 second, four people would go into the intersection in the turn, and
hmm
just wait. So I mean, you just know those are the rules of New York.
yeah,
A-
yep,
And if you don't pull out there, man,
yep.
you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna
Oh
get
yeah.
it.
exactly. Yep, that's exactly
Yep.
how it started for me. It was a
Yep.
green light. No, it was a green light. No green arrow, and it was
Right.
just for me to go and the oncoming traffic to go. And try that light turned green, and immediately, I mean, they saw like 2 seconds I didn't go because I was waiting on the oncoming traffic. They was blowing that horn at me. Then
Yep.
they see no woman on the side of me. Can damn drive. She's just looking at me cussing. Then
Right.
the bus driver came by blowing the horn, and then he just simply get your country ass off the road. I said, "Oh boy, yeah." I was like, "Oh
Oh.
no." Yeah, my uncle, he was like, "Yeah, man, you got to drive up here." So I made my left
Mhm.
turn and pulled over at the McDonald's. Like, nah, here you go. You can have
So, so
it.
you had your Georgia plates on, is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yep. I had my
Oh
Georgia
yeah,
plates
yeah,
on. Yeah, they
yeah.
saw me.
Don't do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they saw me coming from around me. They looked at my plate. They yeah, get your country. I mean, they was
Yep.
boy, it was. I was like, okay, I ain't ready for this.
Don't say I gotta take my country ass back to where I
Yep.
belong. Well, I'm from Georgia. Where you from, Matthew? You from Georgia too, right?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. That's right. You from up north.
Mhm.
I
Oh, that's close
apologize.
enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yep.
Well, we got the intros ready. We guys here to talk about centers. And this is the first little get together we have together doing something. I want to kind of kick off talking about this, what I thought was a great movie. And I would love to know what you guys think about it.
Mhm.
So let's kick off with we'll start off with the old man first.
It must be talking about me.
Oh yeah.
So at least the oldest looking guy, right? No, I'm the old man. All right. Well, I'm going to tell you what. When I first started watching it, I
Yeah.
had concern
Yeah.
because it started giving me the feel of us, of
Yeah.
them, and what was that Oprah Winfrey movie that
I
she put
know.
out? Beloved.
Yeah,
Beloved.
beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I started feeling sick in my stomach in the very beginning, in a good way,
Yeah.
in a good way. But I was just like, man, this thing is getting creepy as anything. Straight out the box.
Yeah.
All right. Love the movie, and it changed just like in them,
Yeah.
in us. Not so much Beloved. Beloved kind of stayed the same track,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
but
yeah.
I really did enjoy it. Mhm.
That's awesome. I felt like I felt like it was a real game changer for movies, especially movies made by just good horror movies. To
Yeah.
me, I loved Michael B. Jordan part in it as he played the twins.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I like the contrast between the two. I really think he should yeah, he played his butt off because one of what Tony knows about because Smoke was the what? He was the more laid back one.
Yeah, Smoke was more laid back.
Smoke was laid back and
Hmm.
Stack was the one that'll put you 10 feet under.
Yeah, well,
Right.
both of them would kill you, but
Yeah,
Smoke was just more laid back. Stack was the most approachable one.
yeah.
Right.
And the way they played off each other was, to me, I thought it was I thought it was great the way he played both parts.
Hmm.
So overview, what
Yeah.
you thought about it, Maffet?
That I liked it. I thought the movie was going to be so totally different. I thought the
Yeah,
film was going to be totally different. I thought it was going to be a 1940s gangster film.
yeah, yeah,
From the because there was really no description of what the film was about. So I thought it was going to be about these two guys. And as I watched it, I thought it was going to be these guys making this juke joint fighting against the mafia,
yeah,
maybe a Dixie mafia, or I thought it was going to be fighting against the Dixie mafia and the Italian mafia. And I'm like, and then it became Dusk to Dawn. So I'm like, wow. I know a lot of people, and that, we'll probably get into that. A lot of people were critical to saying that, well, this is just the Black Dust to Dawn. Well, Dust to Dawn was a great film.
yeah,
The first one was. I loved it,
yeah,
and this had a lot of those same vibes, and so that's my original take of it. I like the casting. I think Michael B. Jordan did a great job as casting in the lead role. Um, what Smoke's what was the other brother besides Smoke? I forget his name. Um,
Smokestack. The other
Stack.
was that. Yeah,
okay, Stat. Um, I like the fact that whichever one had the dark skin, the heavy set dark skin girlfriend. I think that was a really good twist instead of constantly showing um, a size 2, size
yeah,
4, light
Yeah,
skin black female. I mean,
me
I
too.
really like that.
I did. I like that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And she's gorgeous. I mean, there's no
oh,
doubt
yeah,
about
she is.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
yeah,
she's a
she is.
beautiful woman.
absolutely gorgeous. I've been a fan of her since I first saw her on Lovecraft Country,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I thought it was a good change. Like you said, everybody can't be a size 2,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and
Most people
I
aren't.
mean, yeah. I mean, they're just real. They're like
Yeah.
every guy's not 6'4".
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But
And that's one thing I try to do in my stories and my comics and stuff is try to make people different shapes, sizes, ethnicities, and stuff like that because it just adds to it versus seeing the same person over and over again with just a different hairstyle or different clothes. So
yeah, that's true. That's a mark of a good artist. You know what I'm saying? So again, when we go through the movie, the way it was started with the young man going coming back to church, and I thought that was a great
mhm.
beginning because I kind of like what do you call it? Epilogue, not epilogues.
Prolongs.
Prologues.
Prologues. I love I write with a lot of prologues, so I
Hmm.
like when they set a tone and
Yeah.
and it grabbed you, and that's what it did. It grabbed you.
Yeah.
So through that whole part, he go in there with because the guitar was broken, of course, and like he was hurt up, he was just scratched up real bad, right? He was scratched because he had that
Scratched
scar on
across
his
his
face.
face. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that scratch across his face. So, and that's when the movie kind of really starts, like grabbing the. Now, when I went to see the movie, I saw it pretty early on in its release, and how about the second week? And what I like about movies like that, I saw a lot of older people that was there because I happened to go in the middle of the day, and I love seeing the older people there because they got enough of the movie to really. They heard it was good, and the older people came out, and it was just enjoyable to spend that time in the theater with them. I'm glad I saw it at the theater.
Yeah, I
I
went
went to
to
the theater for everything, but that was a movie
yeah.
worth going to the theater and see.
Yeah, I can second that sentiment, man. Because like I said, when I first saw the previews for this movie, I was like D.L. Moffat. Man, I was sitting there, I was thinking, oh, okay, it's some type of this gang, black gang versus white gang, or this gang versus that gang type movie in the South. Okay, he's shooting a gun or whatever. But then as I'm sitting at home and I'm seeing all these reviews, man, I mean, people was talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm going from review to review until all of a sudden I called my folks. I'm like, hey, look, mom, I'm about to bring my kids. Can you just watch them for a couple of hours for me while I run see this movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I got up while I just finished listening to a review after like a few of them. I said, okay, I just need to run see this movie for a couple of hours. I'm coming right back. Man, I went to see that movie. And for me, it was outstanding. I absolutely loved it. I give both Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan their due, especially Michael B. Jordan, because to me, he really showed his acting ability and his range to pull off those two characters like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought it was absolutely amazing. I thought the casting was perfect. I also second that sentiment about Smokes, his wife. I thought she was absolutely beautiful, and I was glad to see that sister get up there like that and be, you know what I'm saying, his love interest. Because like y'all said, not everybody is a two, and not everybody is this, beauty pageant, Miss America. This woman was a natural woman, and she was fine. She did a thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She gave off that feeling of that nurturing woman,
Yeah.
that we can find comfort and solace in. She was every bit of that. Ryan Coogler and I forgot his girlfriend's name. Oh, no, not his girlfriend, his wife that helped him write this, put this
Kitty?
together.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
his wife. His wife actually helped him on this movie, and I thought that they both did an excellent job. Ryan Coogler, of course, did the heavy work, most of the
Yeah.
work, most of the lifting.
Yeah.
But kudos to that brother, man. He did an excellent damn job. The movie was great. And also on the other side of the supernatural side, which is the vampires. I mean, it's easy for us to see the vampire and get this same old cliche stuff we've been getting. But honestly, when this vampire and you couple that with the music and the sound, it brought back the feel of a damn vampire, of that mystery and a little bit of that fear. You know what I'm
It did.
saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I was like, okay. And as I watched it, I was knocked out by it. I was knocked out. 10 out of 10 for me.
Because
Yeah, for sure.
and the mystery was the music and it's how it connects to the other realms.
Yeah.
And I really love that part, that connection with the other realms.
It was great. It was great, man. That movie, for it to be it was like, to me, it felt like a horror movie, a period piece, and almost like a musical. And
Yeah.
it was great. It was
I can
great
see
though.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was great. They made it work. They made it happen, and they knocked out the box. I'm proud of that
I'll tell
movie.
you, my main love about that movie was the storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it hit me at least three different ways. And then even after watching other people with, I don't know whether it's previews, reviews, or whatever,
Yeah.
they were hitting up on other things that we may just miss, just because we're watching and we're being blown away by it. But part of the storytelling was real. I mean, at the time they were showing black people as sharecroppers
Yeah.
and stuff like that you wouldn't expect back then. And
Yeah.
then even some of the dialogue,
Hmm.
when they first go to get that barn or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and the other man says, "Are you guys brothers or twins?" he said, "No, that's my cousin." you know,
Yeah.
and how many of us haven't dealt with that in particular? You
Yeah.
know, so that's real life storytelling. You know,
Yeah.
something that means something to some of us, a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of them wouldn't even get the inference. You know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're the ones that are perpetrating that. All right,
Yeah.
now the storytelling goes. It was straight up horror supernatural for me initially. You know, and like I was saying about Beloved, man, I felt that. I was like, oh
Yeah.
boy. But when they hit the vampire, it changed from supernatural, even though vampires are supernatural, to almost a monster.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, vampires are monsters. But the
Yeah.
Mhm.
coolest thing about vampires are that they're sexy vampires.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, vampires are the sexy monster.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Yeah.
want to be a monster, you want to be a beast. And I'm glad that they went in that direction. They didn't do Vampire in Brooklyn, you
Yeah.
know, an Eddie Murphy type movie. They went straight old school vampire, but it was not. I'm not going to say it was all black because it didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, they pretty much nodded and went straight there with this movie, you know, and then like you said, the storytelling. It starts with the guitar. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it starts
Mhm.
with old boy walking in, and I thought it was gonna be Devil Went Down to Georgia type of movie when it first opened up.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
okay, so man, you got to pay your dues to the devil, or and
Yeah.
when it hit all those different ways that he owes his soul, pretty much to death more than the
Yeah.
devil. You know, and it was the whole vampire thing. It was awesome storytelling.
Yeah.
Awesome story. You know,
And
like you said, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 10
And
out of 10 for me. I mean, I got nothing bad really to say about this movie. When I saw it, I knew. I said the moment this movie become available for purchase, I was buying
yeah.
it. You know,
Hmm.
and
Who
then
saw
when
it
it,
first? You or me?
I did,
You
I
saw it
ran
first.
out, man. I
That's
ran
right.
out.
That's right.
It was spur of the moment, man. I something just compelled me to get up and go see this now.
Did
I
anybody get up in the theater and start clapping?
Oh yeah, they did. They got up.
Huh.
They did.
Yeah, they got
yeah.
up. They did. They
Yeah.
got up. They was clapping, man. It was packed. I didn't expect it to be as
Yeah.
packed as it was, even though it had got such great reviews. I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to be as packed as it was. You know, people coming in even late. I'm like, shit. You know, at the time, of course, they don't know how good it is, but me seeing how good the movie was halfway through and folks coming in late, I'm like, I would just waited for the next showing. There's nothing I can miss out of this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it was
Right.
that damn good. Man, I'm glad I finally did look at the reviews to see what people were saying about it because I didn't even really. I caught the reviews was actually what snuck up on me too. I just was looking, I saw this, and then I saw another one, and then I finally started listening to them, and I was like, oh, okay, listen to another one. Then I'm like, whoa, okay, listen to another one. Then I'm like, okay, wait a minute, man. It's almost like one of the things where it's like you feel kind of left out. You're like, okay, wait a minute,
Mhm.
everybody enjoying all this, and I ain't seen it yet. Nah, I got to get up. I got to get up and go see it, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. You know,
Hmm.
I would definitely support, you know, movies like this from our people. You know, if I mean, we could keep just pumping them out. I know, like I said, it's hit or miss. You know, not everybody can make a banger, you know,
Of
Right.
but
course.
this
Yeah.
this was a banger. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, I'm glad that I could support this movie. But the moment it came out available for purchase, I bought it. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, I bought it. The moment that Bad Boy came out, I bought it on the Fandango. I made sure to purchase it. And
Right.
yeah, I'm happy with it. You know, I'm satisfied. You know,
Yeah.
good money spent. You know, money well
Well,
spent.
and now we got to talk about really one of the main characters in the story. Really, this is who we was following in the story. What's his name, Tony? The guy who was playing the music,
Sammy,
Sammy.
yeah.
I love Sammy. I think
Hmm.
that was one of his biggest debuts in the movie,
Yeah,
but he carried it well. He carried it as a kind of
yeah,
innocent guy, a coming of age type situation
yeah. Did
where
a
he
great
got this
job.
great talent.
Mhm.
He
Hmm.
got a great voice. He had
Yeah.
a great voice, and he was brought up with his cousins to kind of open up the party it was doing. Now, what I did like also is part of the storytelling, like Colin said, because I love storytelling, and it's the whole thing about getting everybody together. You know, getting everybody together to
Hmm.
do this big party, and they gave time and talked about every character. So you felt like you knew every character from Cornbread. I love the way he talked to Cornbread because his wife was like, he was like, "Oh, you don't talk to me this way." His wife said, "Go get that money."
That's right.
And like you were saying, the sharecroppers, he was a sharecropper, and he had an opportunity to go make money, and that was a great way to him to make money.
That's right.
The way they showed the Asian couple, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. I like that. I would have liked to see their character arcs explored a little bit more.
Yeah.
I thought they were, because again, some of these characters. I'm going to be a little bit critical. I think some of the characters they included a lot of characters and maybe should have focused on developing just character development a little more so that the story would have flowed a little bit smoother. Because I think at the beginning it was kind of confused. I liked the confusion at the beginning because you're like, okay, what's going on? But I think some of the characters should have had some more development to it. Maybe taking some characters away and not making them as prominent might have helped with that.
Now, at the end, I'll tell you something what I feel at the end, but you go ahead because it's something to do with that. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm done. Hold on, let me let the dog out. He just came off. He's running to go back out again. Hold on.
Yeah. See, and that's the way.
Yeah, when that dog talks, he better answer it.
Then that kid person said, "Hey, I'm ready to go outside, big bro."
He pushed the door open. I let him out my office. I let him in, and then after that, he saw me on the phone and not paying him any attention, so he started whining. So I was like, "It's time to go out," because then he started barking and crying and all that kind of stuff. So
that dog put a little bass in his voice, huh?
All right,
hey man, let me out.
You ain't paying me no attention, dog. What's up with that? But to me, that's what I like. I call it thread writing, and that's how he writes. He writes in threads, and as the storyline goes, he kind of braids it together, and that's the beauty of what I like about good storytelling. Good storytelling does that. And to go into what you said, Matthew, what I felt like this was a big miss, and I know this kind of goes on to the end part of the movie. I loved when the Native Americans was hunting for vampires.
Yeah, that was a good part.
I thought that the Native Americans would have something to do at the end.
Yeah.
If that would have came, because
I thought that was a missed opportunity.
I can't give it a 10 out of 10 just because of the end what we talk about. But because I'm critical of that, because it made, instead of it being, it was a great movie, but if it would have did something in the end, I think it would have been an outstanding. I think it would have been a legendary movie, because that's the stuff you feel like you said, you kind of felt let down.
Right.
Huh? I mean,
do you feel that leaves a little opening for another movie?
If it does, I really think they just forgot about it. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna throw the Native Americans in there, and we're just gonna finish it like this." And I thought the Native Americans was because they were really spirit hunters or vampire hunters. They was hunting this dude because he was running.
Yeah.
And they almost had him.
Yeah.
And for them just to be like, okay, he's just in that house. We're just gonna go and come back. We almost had him.
Yeah.
I thought that was a missed opportunity.
It was a missed opportunity, because I feel like, I like the Native American hunters. I feel like they could have definitely been utilized well at the end.
Yeah.
Bringing them back in to help them out. That right there was key, where they could have really brought in those Native Americans and actually got a little bit more lore and backstory on Remick. They could have got a little bit more lore and backstory on him through those Native Americans also.
Yeah.
Remick gave us somewhat some backstory on him, but the natives, having them, we could have got a little bit more. We even could have got a little bit more how they came about. Now, I know they ain't got a whole lot of time to tell that in this movie, but I feel like, utilizing them, those Native Americans, hunters, coming in at some point near the midpoint of the movie and then the end. I think that was definitely a missed opportunity. I do think, they could have really gave us a little bit more story. Without giving us, packing the movie with too much. They could have done that. You know, so I do agree. Missed opportunity. Movie was still great. I still give it a 10
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of 10, 10 out of 10. But yeah, I definitely agree that they had some spots where they kind of dropped the ball.
Because I feel like when the action happened, and I know most of us gonna agree, because both of us are some kind of tactician in some form or fashion, be it in real life and the way we write and everything like that. Because how many people you think was in that party?
Oh, uh,
Hmm.
roughly
Because,
100.
because they was cooking for 100 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what he said, cook catfish for 100 people. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt that ratio when he turned them into vampires, that's the thing that's messed up. 'Cause it was like 5 against 80.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no way you're coming out of that. There's
Yeah.
no way you're coming out of that period.
Yeah.
Now that's when, to me, I think the Native Americans could have turned that tide, and it would
Yeah.
have been so interesting because the end of the movie is kind of it kind of spins its wheels a little bit because it got kind of the Asian lady was screaming. She gave him permission to come in, and then they kind of came in, and then they went back out.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's going on? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. What you going
Gotta
out
keep
for?
giving permission. That's what it is.
And to me, that's the only thing I have. It's just the ending was kind of it spin its wheels a little bit. Even
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Remick had the kid outside, it's like, are you gonna talk him to death? The sun's coming up.
I know. Yeah. I do agree with you there.
I think from a storytelling perspective, I like the way that it ended. I mean, it was cool where it ended. How it looks like it was maybe went up to the 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe no 90s. I'm sorry, it was in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was great. Yeah.
but I think it could have just ended. You know, they could have just ended with on a question. With Smoke and just dying in the end, and maybe contemplating, this whole ordeal, and then come back and revisit the story because it allows the story. Because now we know that uh, that Stack is still running around. But
Yeah.
if you let it to where it's open ended, then you could do whatever you want to with it. Um, I mean, but again, it was good. I enjoyed it. I think my thing too is I would rather see more character development.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather see
Yeah.
to see those characters. That the Native Americans definitely
But
with something character development, or come back and revisit them in another film. Give us some
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
I,
think
I
that'd be awesome.
100%
Yeah.
agree with you right there, Moffat. Yeah. 100% agree with you right there. Um, I thought the character development for the characters that we had was good. I thought it was good, but yeah, I definitely agree. We could have had more. And wouldn't mind seeing maybe another film with the Native American hunters.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
I
definitely
would
on board
love to
with
see
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would love to see it. And just like you said too, they did leave an open spot from whatever time that was to the
yeah.
90s.
Hmm.
So that'd be pretty cool. But
And just thinking about it, I would, if I was pitching it, I'd say, you know what, we already have, we know that smoke's turning around, and we know people want more of them. Don't give them what they want. Let's give them what they need. Let's explore some other characters or
absolutely.
another event
Absolutely.
that happened similar,
Yeah.
and then probably in a third film, bring them together. So, but again, that comes with good writing. So it has to be written well. It can't be like, oh man, you want people to want this character. You want them to want more of it. And
Yeah,
a lot of times I'm all about that in story writing. Don't give them what they want. Give them what they need.
And I
yeah,
Writing
guess
wise.
that's what me and Tony talks about. Because Tony, and I hate to do this, Tony, don't go all off of the rails. What you always say what they do with the Terminator.
Oh gosh.
as far as what the
As far as they got so many other things they could
oh,
talk about.
but yeah, well, they
Other
got all these damn other like, okay, why are we always dealing with some story with the time machine? I mean,
Hmm.
and it's like, yeah, we know, the time machine is important. That's how you get, Kyle going back to save Sarah, yada yada yada. But there were a lot of things that led up to the making of this time machine. I mean, Skynet, like I said, you know, he had to have different parts to make important parts to even build the damn thing.
Hmm.
So, why aren't we looking at some of the missions that the resistance went through in order to stop Skynet from getting this part, or from getting this fusion core, from getting something like we always dealing with the damn stopping him from sending something back through time. And I get sick and tired of that shit because, like I said, all of us know, look at the Vietnam War, look at the World Wars, how many battles and how many different missions that U.S. soldiers, not even just U.S. soldiers, soldiers all around the world had embarked in during that war. It just wasn't one objective. But in this movie, we're always dealing with one damn objective, and it gets old. Terminator ran its course back in 1 and 2. It was done. 1 and 2 was it. And then now we keep getting all these sequels, and it's the same shit. Time machine.
Well, I'm gonna go on the time machine thing too. I think that anytime you do a time travel, as your primary reason for explaining things away, your story's already failed.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that Terminator, that was the premise of Terminator, which, okay, just keep that as a premise. And the other one that did it good, I think, was Marvel with Infinity War. It served a purpose, but it wasn't to correct or to fix a problem. It was like, this was how the story evolved. This was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I agree with you. The way to rescue Terminator is just to just write stories of, don't even go with Sarah Connor, go with other characters. Give people what they need. These are other people that had to deal with it. This is how this is how life looked prior to Skynet or after Skynet.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, my question is, how sellable is that? Because these folks are looking to put butts in seats, and if they're if they could do the time machine, everybody understands that, But if they start doing,
there's the problem. That's where it comes to good writing. We have so many lazy writers. It's easy to write the time machine, but the producer has to say, "Hey, I need some good." First of all, before you go on, you take on the project, we need some good writers. And then we need to, of course, the secrecy of, we need to test market it and make sure that this story sells, that it's relatable. Again, if you have a good story that has a beginning, middle, and end, and with some type of a plausible cliffhanger, people are going to like it. Again, you're giving people what they need, not what they want. They want the time machine. Yeah. And now we have, brother saying on here is, I'm sorry, brother, what is your name again?
Tony.
Colin.
Tony. Okay. Tony.
You're talking about Carl.
Yeah, because it says the hitman. It says the hitman. So.
Okay. I got it.
So what Tony is saying, people want, the time machine, and they need something else.
Yes.
So when you give them what they need, then they're going to be like, oh man. And then another thing for storytelling, which Kirkman does well, and Kirkman and what's the guy that wrote Game of Thrones?
George R. Martin. Yeah, George R. Martin.
Is they kill primary characters without remorse. When I talk about Walking Dead, I'm talking about Walking Dead, both of them. But then the Walking Dead comic series is a master's class of storytelling.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's one. Now to the end, it seems that they're like, okay, let's just end this. But all the way up through. As it got to the end, it was like it was giving. I realized that's why I liked this one, was it giving what I needed as storytelling wise. Because you would get so attached to a character, and next you know, God, how? Especially in the Game of Thrones and the novels.
Yeah.
I think the TV show's execution. And I'm changing the subject a little bit. TV show's execution, and I'm gonna get back what Len is playing. But the TV show's execution was great. But the novels were good because you never knew who was going to die.
Yeah.
So every page, you're biting your fingernails, and you're like, okay, what's going to happen next? Are they going to make it? Are they going to make it? Are they just going to die of dysentery? Are they just going to trip and fall? Is a random archer going to kill them? Are they just going to say, forget it, I quit, throw all down their armor and leave? So that's just giving people what they want. And that's, I think, once we start seeing storytelling in theaters, answer Colin's bringing it back around. Answer Colin's question. Once people start realizing a production company is doing that kind of storytelling, I think that they'll start enjoying it more. That's why people enjoyed Game of Thrones. That's why that's what we see Walking Dead continue to. But now it's starting to get into that. Well, we got to maintain all these characters that everybody's familiar with, and that's why it fell off. But that's why it did so well at the beginning, because no one knew, especially if you didn't read the comics. You didn't know, is Rick going to make it?
Yeah.
Who's going to make it?
Exactly.
And it put that stress on you. And that's what you need. You need tension as a writer.
There you go. Yeah.
You need that tension to keep it going. When it's predictable, there's no tension. Like and I know, because I think I'll say this, as we going through this podcast, y'all, we could change subjects. so we could leave Sinners and we could go like we are now and talk about storytelling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I'm gonna edit it to a way it kind of flows well. And because I think we talk about storytelling and go with what Colin said too about marketability. When corporations get a hold of stuff, it really kills a lot of it because they try to push the time machine to death, and you go like, Terminator's dead. Terminator's been dead since
Exactly. It's been dead since
2 or 3.
91, part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2 was it. And that was it. That the plane landed, it was perfect. Leave it alone. But now, like we said, if they're going to go into different stories, different avenues with different characters, different objectives, different missions. Now here we go. Now we can tell stories that have that tension where you can start killing off characters you don't expect to get killed off. You know, because if you actually go through the novel and like the books before they made the movies, and then some of the comics they made, and you see the kind of world they live in, you feel for everybody because literally anybody can get it. Outside of the Kyle Reeses, the John Connors, outside of those two, and that future, anybody can get it. Nobody was safe. It was a truly horrifying world that they living in. So that's why I 100% agree. Can we, if you're going to go and dig back into this Terminator universe, stay away from the time machine, go into that future stuff, what was going on, how they was dealing with Skynet, different missions, different objectives, and now we can get a better story told coming out of the Terminator universe. But if you're trying to go back and deal with John Connor and that time machine and all time machine, period, you trying to deal with that shit again, you dead. It's dead in the water. We've already lost. That time machine is milked to death. It's done.
Yeah.
It is done. And honestly, really the Terminator, it was done back in part 2. I love it. It should have ended with part 2. Shouldn't have been anything further than that.
All right, Tony, I'm gonna ask you a question then.
All right.
Did you see all of them?
I saw every single one.
Yes.
I'm a Terminator head. You know what I'm saying?
Their marketing worked, is what I'm saying. The whole marketability, they got you to go to the movie and see every last one of them.
Because
but I'll tell you what, you're right, and I'm gonna hit something else. It's gonna be Star Trek. Now, how many different Star Treks are there? How many different timelines? How many different Captain Kirk? And I'm more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars person, and I'll watch every bit of that. I'll eat all of that. I mean, put all of that on my plate. I'll eat it. But I mean, and then they go back outside of the story, and it has to do with timeline and not necessarily time machine, but timeline. Like with Captain Pike and all that you only saw for a very little bit of time during the original series. Now he has his own series. And it will change things. So all I'm saying is that the marketing, there are problems with that we have. In writing, we have problems with publishers. All right. Number one, because they're going to want you to change your story. All right. Want you to dumb it down, make it marketable, because why? They want to sell books. All right. And then there's the adaptation of film where they can only use a part of whatever it is that's in the written copy. And then they're trying to interpret it. So they're trying to make that marketable off of that. And I'll give you one last example, and that wasn't to throw you under the bus, Tony. It's just
it was
all
over
the place. I mean,
Life
it's all
of
good.
Pi.
I understand where you're coming from.
Your points are valid.
Absolutely valid points.
Yep.
I understand.
Me and my wife, we were watching The Life of Pi. We probably watched it about 10 times over the last month. And the reason why is because I told her, I said, this is nothing but a storytelling story. I mean, there are things that happen in there, and it's up to the viewer to decide. And some people want to see it straight up. Then I talked to my son about it, and he said something totally left field. And I was like, man, I accept that. And I think our problem is that we're not getting enough stuff that we could think about. We're getting dazzled by the pew pew and this and the flashing lights. Something shiny's over there, and we're missing the story,
I think
So I think we need to get back to it.
I think a prime example, and I might make some enemies here. I think a prime example of that is John Wick.
Absolutely.
John Wick.
John Wick. How many of there's 20 of them now? I'm not sure, but
at least 5. At least 5.
Yeah.
It's one, and it was unique when it first started, but it was one big action scene. which was okay. That's cool. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna do something similar. My work. The next episode is going to be one big action scene, but it only works periodically. You can't do it multiple times. And like what Colin was saying, people they want to see the gunplay and all that kind of stuff. But then it gets to the point to where, as an artist or as a writer or as a content creator, I think you're selling yourself short. And I guess I'm coming from that perspective, because not everybody is a writer. Most people are going to sit there and say, "Oh man, did you see that magazine change he did, or that movie he did? That was so cool." And it's like, yeah, but you can include that into a nice storyline and have the benefit of everything.
Right.
So, excuse me real quick.
Yeah, and I feel like he's right, because
He is
some
right.
people are just for the gun porn, because that's all John.
Yeah. Yep. That's really all it is.
Gun
Yeah.
porn. It's how they kill somebody. Oh, that's cool. Look how the heck you gonna fall down all them steps to get back up?
But I'm gonna tell you another example of where it goes wrong.
Yeah.
I saw Star Wars, and I hate the fact I'm gonna tell you guys this.
No.
First run, 1977, Times Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So when it first came out, and I was a kid.
Yeah.
And all I saw was the star. All I saw were the ships.
Yeah.
And that's all I cared about. I saw the lasers. I saw the pew pew.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about embargoes, and I didn't know what the empire was. I didn't know the change. And even to this day, I'm still having issues with that. So the story got lost on me for years and years. I mean, and how many decades ago was that? Don't answer. Y'all don't answer. All right.
So I'm gonna come in. I was a Star Wars fan. I loved it as a kid. Didn't understand it because of what I was maybe 5 when it came out. So I thought, and this is one thing I remember. I thought the Death Star scene when they were in the trash compactor happened in a TIE fighter. So I thought because it was because of the shape. So as a kid, I assumed that shape, that was a TIE fighter. I thought they were inside of a TIE fighter. And I remember as a kid, they're like, no, they were inside the Death Star. And I remember then we watched it again, like, oh, you're right. Again, the action, the special effects back then were just superior.
Absolutely.
My thing with Star Wars is that they started getting away from the source material. And try to give people what they wanted. Instead of my problem with Lucas, instead of George Lucas having people around him constantly saying yes, they should have had somebody say, "Man, that's stupid." When he presented that character Jar Jar Binks, they should, his advisor should have said, "Absolutely not. We're not doing this." When he presented the Ewoks, they should have said, "Absolutely not. We're not doing this."
He killed that. Yeah.
Well, let me rewind it back. The original Star Wars was very adult. One was the adult. It was like a teen, a teen type movie. It was
a coming of age story.
Coming of age, and then as we got to Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back was very adult.
Yeah.
And then you can see the switch because again they kept switching directors. Then Return of the Jedi got a little bit was back to teen, but when they tried to use the Ewoks and stuff like that, they were trying to make it gimmicky so they could sell toys. Then Episode 1 came around. Remember, we had a 20-year break, and everybody's hyped for Episode 1. I remember like yesterday going to Episode 1. I liked it, but I had too much pride to be critical of it. But now I watched it again. I was like, dude, this was an elementary school movie. This was some childish stuff. The stuff that they were doing was now the action scenes, the lightsaber fights were on point. The special effects on point for the time. But the story and the pacing was childish. And then we get to all 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3 were childish. Revenge of the Sith could have been an awesome film. But I mean, because that was what, as a kid, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, and I needed. I needed to see how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. Yeah. I needed more of Anakin outside of the black suit and doing all kind of dastardly evil stuff, so that when he puts on the black suit, it's like, okay, that makes sense. They didn't do that. They didn't get. They gave us. They rushed it. And then it was very childish. Again, I watched all 3 films not too long ago. Recovering, I'm like, this, I couldn't make it through them. I had to take a few days, I'd watch a few hours and watch a little bit, take a break. I'm like, this is so damn childish. I was like, how did I even write this crap? Then I watched the Clone Wars, the animated
cartoon.
Oh yeah. Now
that's bad.
that right there, that's
It's
and you
storytelling.
can and that right there, I think how they handled it was pretty good because the Anakin
Hmm.
there was way more mature than the Anakin in
Yeah.
episode
Yep.
3. They were
Right.
not the same person.
He
Wasn't
was a
wasn't
showing
the
up
same
child,
person.
wasn't he? He
Yeah,
had just fits. Yeah.
yeah. And then what they did, and what I thought was pretty cool, which I think was a compromise in the Clone Wars, is they had the good storyline with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and his love interest and all this other kind of stuff, these really adult themes. But
Hmm.
then they would say, okay, let's take a break. And you can notice the pacing. It's every 3 episodes. Let's take a break and do an R2D2 C3PO bull crap, story.
Yeah.
Right.
Something that's
Right.
silly. So that we can still maintain, okay, little kids can still like it and still like, we still have that. But then it paces everything out. What I liked about that is I could take those when I saw that pacing coming up, I go on to the next episode, and I didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I
Right.
think that's another way that Colin said to give people what they want versus what they need. Um,
Hmm.
but that's I'm a big Star Wars fan, and my feelings have been, and I hate to talk about feelings, but my feelings have been hurt because there's so much could have been done with that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you know,
Right.
and I would say this like for my I'm a big Dune fan.
Oh,
And
yeah, okay.
and I like Dune. I hated the first one. The second one was better. But I like it better. To me, Dune is a slow burner. It should be
Mhm,
on
It
very.
really is.
HBO Max like
It
they
really
have
is.
it now. Like the Benny Gesserits, the Sisters of Dune, whatever it was. That's what
Okay.
it should be, where it's a slow burn. I'm a fan of the Dune is a slow burn. If you try to make it into an action, you're just missing the whole point of everything about Dune.
Yeah, it's not an action story. It's definitely a character development,
Yeah,
plot driven character development story that you have to be invested in. Kind of like Lord of the Rings.
yeah,
Um, they did a good job in,
they did a
in
great job.
translating that to film, but
Yeah,
they had to cut so much, had to cut so many characters,
yeah,
because they had to make those action sequences.
yeah.
But
And
I
it
do.
stuck with the core, and they really took their time of movie making that
Mhm.
Mhm.
for the first couple, the first three, I think. Yeah,
So the question or the problem that we're faced with now is how do we get the good storytelling? I mean, if we have these gatekeepers that are standing in our way.
I
Uh,
mean, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to monopolize. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not trying to.
Oh, I don't got nothing. I want you to go.
I think uh, independent studios is the way to go.
Yeah.
Um, what's the one that I can see there's I can't think of what they're called, but it's a Christian studio, um, and they're wanting people to buy in and to invest in the studio. I
Not
think and
Prometheus,
there's
is it?
no
That sound.
they did the TV show Homeland. I think it's called Homeland. Uh, no, it's not Homeland. But it's a kind of a post-apocalyptic EMP goes off and type of thriller. If you haven't caught it, it's pretty good. I like those kind of stories anyway.
So,
But uh,
who's in it? Who's in it? Is it on a regular? Is it on a? Is it like
no,
a
it's
TV
it's
show? HBO
Angel
or
Network. It's on Angel. It's on Angel Network.
okay,
It's on the Angel Network. Yeah. Hold on, I'm pulling them up now on my Homestead. It's called Homestead.
okay,
There's Homestead. There's a film, and then after that, there's like two or three. There's 2 or 3 episodes because then they started making it, continuing the story with the episodes. But I think what Angel Studios is doing is good because they're coming from a Christian standpoint. Um, some of the stuff is pretty cheesy, but they're still growing. But I think to answer Colin's question, that's the way to go for better content because if we're going to deal
independent.
with the Paramounts and the MGMs and Fox and Disney, we're going to get those type of issues. We're going to get to where
Yeah.
how we're going to get something good, like with the Avengers. What Marvel did with the Avengers is good, but now I'm a huge fan of that stuff. But I mean, I haven't even finished the new Iron Man series, Ironheart. I haven't finished that.
Ironheart.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't finished Daredevil.
Me
I
either.
haven't finished Eyes of Wakanda. All this stuff because it's like, okay, I'm marveled out. I mean,
yeah,
they kept giving me what I want. So I'm like a little kid. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting what I need.
yeah.
You know, so I think that's the thing too. And also stop licensing out their properties and stop selling them out to different people and licensing it out. I think that'll also fix it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last thing is stop with the sequels. Just end it. Just say, hey, this is
Yeah.
like you said about the Terminator.
Uh-huh.
That's it. There is no more. What's more? There is no more. Well, I want more. Well, if you want more, then here's the books. Read the
Yeah.
books.
There you go.
know,
Yep. There you go.
Read the comics, read the books. We're not going to make another one because the creator should say, "This is my baby. I'm not going to let my baby. This one will be known for at 20 years
Yep.
after I'm dead." I don't want people to say, that first one was good, but the rest of them was trash, and all they're going to talk about is
Yeah.
the trash.
Yep.
Versus, man, I want more. I want more. They're going to continue to want more. They're going to watch. It's going to become a cult film, and
Yep.
someone might make a reboot. But it's not going to be as good as the original. Be like
Yeah.
Conan. People like, okay, it was
Yeah.
rebooted.
Yeah.
I'm not going to recognize that.
Nah.
Well,
It
what
was
was the name
forgettable.
of
Yeah.
what was the name of the movies that it seemed like there was a whole fan base that was developing their own versions of what the spin-offs would be, and they were posting it. Was it Star Wars? It might have been Star Wars.
Star
Or
Wars has
maybe
done
even
a lot
some
of.
of the I'm sorry?
Star
Say
Wars
that
Star Wars has a big fan base that does
Oh,
that, and
yeah.
those films are much better than what you see on the big screen.
True, true. That might
Star
be
Trek,
another
no,
way to go about it. Maybe if you can get somebody to do an indie where it's like all their view, then it's just like, hey, I'm putting it out there. You think about what the spinoff is. You develop your own and start posting it.
um,
And then I mean, there may not be
Star
any
Wars
money
Theory
in
did
it.
that. Well,
Mhm,
Star Wars Theory did that, and the voice acting, the special effects,
mhm.
the cinematography. I thought when I was watching, I thought it was going to be an actual film. It was that good. Um, I think he has part of the first episode completed because he's a big Darth Vader fan, so it's our Darth Vader type story. Um, but he's the mouse is looking for him, because if he gets too big, Disney's gonna crack him
Mhm.
down. I think Disney probably is tolerating him right now, but they're gonna, if he gets good and gets enough following, they're gonna take it from him.
Yeah.
Right.
Another thing that Colin said you're a Star Trek fan. They were filming. Have you seen Star Trek Axanar? I think that's what it's called.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
They filmed it right there under your nose in Gwinnett.
Is that right?
Really?
Where
Um, pretty
downtown
much,
Lawrenceville?
pretty much. You know where
Yeah.
Paper Mill is? You know where the
Yeah.
National Guard? You know where the National
Yeah.
Guard?
Yeah.
Paper mill over
Yeah.
there. Yep.
Across the street, there's and they're no longer
Park.
there because they're done with it. Across the street, there was a warehouse, a warehouse, and they filmed
Mhm.
it there. Friend of mine called me and was like, "Hey, I need you to," and this is my military buddy of mine called me and said, "Hey, man, you know, big Star Trek, Star Wars nerd like I am, and he's special forces too." Say, I got it. He's like, I got to. He's like, I need you to keep your mouth shut for the next few years, but I need you to take you somewhere. I was like, okay. Went to his house. He took me to one guy, the guy that's producing it, somewhere over in I want to think Hamilton Mill maybe.
Yeah.
This guy's house looked like a museum with memorabilia from. He had and one of the all three Captain America shields. Um,
Ooh.
Oh
from
wow.
the film. Not these right there. Oh no, I'm filming
Oh.
myself.
Yes.
Not,
Yeah.
not those. But he had the actual ones that they had. They had multiple ones for the film.
Yes.
So he had
Right.
he had
Right.
he had all three of those in his home. Stuff from the Fifth Element. That was actually
Oh,
in the film. Uh,
I like that
all
movie
kind.
a
He
lot.
gave me all kind of stuff from the original Battlestar Galactica and the new one in his home. And so I'm like, okay, I'm excited. He's like, all right, we're gonna take you somewhere. So they swore me secrecy, took me somewhere, drove me right back to that place. I'm like, okay, we're at the back end of the park. Okay, I forget what the name of that park
Yeah.
is. Okay, we're back into the
Rose
park.
George.
Yeah.
Rose Jordan.
Yeah.
We go into the there, and I'm on the on a bridge of a Starfleet ship. It was, I mean, literally, I was on the
Really?
bridge. And it's like, it felt like they had computers everywhere. They turned everything on. The computers
Yeah.
are on. It had that look and feel to it. The wardrobe was right next to it. It was awesome. They said, and it was a fan film. They were filming it.
Wow.
And they got licensing, got permission to film it. And it looked like it was pretty good. Some of the background stuff, the background lore they did for it was good. I think those are the ways to go, and
Right. Right.
but it was fan funded, and people who were just in the industry who were just really big Star Trek fans, funded it and got all that stuff and built the sets and all that. So I think um, that is an answer for what you were saying on how to make this happen and make better content. So
Right. So give
Well,
it back to the people is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Also a plan. I think too is it always come back to writing. When you're writing a story, I think that you have the story which is right here, but you need to write this part and you need to write that part. You need to write this part and that part. Um, it'll make the story better. B, if you start writing books and novels and stuff like that, it'll sum it up because people say I want more. It's like, okay, well, we're going to do animation, or we're going to do an audiobook, or we're going to do novels. It's called multi-level storytelling. The story is there so that if somebody wanted to make it a film, the content and lore is already there. All they have to do is take that content and lore and develop it into something else. And it goes with good storytelling. I think that's how with new properties. And I think too, just with the craft and the industry, you say we're not going to be doing reboots and we're not going to be doing sequels. We don't need another Shaft. We don't need another whatever something. We don't need it. We don't need to reboot Battlestar Galactica. We tried it. It came back okay, but we don't need to try it again. DC is horrible for this. Constantly rebooting and trying to rebrand and film their story, their characters, and their properties. It's just like, hey, you know what? This is Superman. We know the story. We don't need to see another one. You have plenty of other stuff to do, or just create something totally new. Say, hey, this is my thought. I would sit there and say, and this is what I would, if I were for DC, and I'm changing the subject again, sorry. I would say, you know what? All the DC universe is no longer the 52. It's all new. They're all new characters. Has nothing to do with what you saw before.
Yeah.
But the story's going to be on point. I mean, it's going to draw you in. We're going to come up, with our flagship character, and our flagship storyline, and we're going to draw people in, so no one can't say, well, in the comic book this. No, there is no in the comic book this.
Have you read the Absolute Batman and Superman?
No, I haven't.
Those pretty good.
If they would have came out with those especially Absolute Batman, they would have blown everybody away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
And the Wonder Woman, they are good.
Okay, I got to get those.
Yeah,
okay.
They're very good.
Like last year or something like that. So they just kind of finish it up. They're going to finish up soon, but they're going to stop it. So it's going to be a graphic novel soon. But that apps because it starts with Batman, where he's not rich no more.
Okay.
And it's pretty much he's coming from basically his bootstraps, which makes him different. That's absolute different than regular. Because how was Absolute Superman? What made him different?
They kind of went back to the original Superman, where jumping around, not really flying, but just leaping a lot of bounds. Yeah. And they kind of, they found a good, interesting way to utilize all those incredible powers that he has and makes him so invincible. Where now it's the suit kind of allows him to use his different power sets.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They kind of bit off Spawn a little bit with how his cape work.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm all right with it. But I really do like the fact that how he's not the Silver Age Superman that we keep getting to, like even now in the James Gunn.
All powerful, yeah.
He has his powers, but it's very unique in how that the suit allows him to use those powers. And he's doing a whole lot of leaping, buildings and jumping real far. And because I've always wanted them to kind of go back to that Superman, give us something fresh, because they're gonna keep doing the Superman movies. So I was like, well, why not give us something fresh? And it don't even have to be a movie. It could be maybe a one of those HBO Max series, somewhere you get a little bit more money in it, you get a little bit more time to develop it, and he could be leaping buildings and lifting cars and stuff, but make it interesting. It
not pulling the whole earth, huh?
Yeah, not pulling the earth and the planets and breaking the multiverse by missing, not even hitting somebody, missing somebody when he's swinging a punch and broke the multiverse. And it's like, okay, but let's kind of go back, because that's like I said, like we've been talking, stuff like that it don't kind of gets old. It gets old and ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, give us something fresh. I'm all right with them going back to 1950s, 40s Superman or whatever, when he was jumping tall buildings, running real fast, and just lifting cars. I'm okay with that. You can even put it back in that time period, and I'm fine with that because it's fresh.
I think that'll work. I think that would work. Well, for me, that would work. But as Colin said, marketability, it's a risk. You know,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then my counter for it is good writing, good casting, and I'm possibly casting some unknowns, but that are great actors and
Yes.
actresses,
Yeah.
that sell it, that look good, but aren't perfect. You know, that are just good actors. Dynamite soundtracks. Relatability, coming at it with also with the end of the video games and things like that. It's a whole, the marketing should come, I believe, should come from that. Then people are going to be excited. You know, you come out with the
Hmm.
video game first. Video game is
Yeah.
maybe like a Grand Theft Auto sandbox thing of the
Yeah.
world that it's in. So now people
Yeah.
understand the world. Then they
Uh-huh.
get the film, and you know the film's due to come out. The game comes out, say in 2026.
Hmm.
Well, the game comes out 2026. The film comes out early 2027. Well, people now, and you're teasing people with this character or something like that. You're seeing things on news reports, and okay, I want to know more about it. You're bombarding social media. You're making memes, all that kind of stuff about it. Now, when the film comes out, people are going to be hyped about it, and it's something
Yeah.
new. And they're going to have
Hmm.
all their theories and all that, and you change all their fan theories. You don't, you make sure none of the
Yeah.
fan theories are on point. So now you're giving them what they need versus what they want. Now they're going to
Yeah.
want more.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yep.
So
And
it's
then
it's bait and switch.
Yeah.
and
You're right.
then they hired Dwayne Johnson, right, to be Doom.
Main character.
I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Dwayne
So
Johnson, Kevin Hart.
No, what you do like they did it in that one film where they had Samuel Jackson and was it Dwayne Johnson and Samuel Jackson where they killed him at the beginning?
oh
Was that
yeah, it was
the
the other
regular guy,
guys or something
the
like
other
that.
guy? You do something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
totally unexpected. People think, oh, this is what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, we're going to let you know right now that this is not going to be the main character. So.
Right. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I think that might be the end of this one episode. And I think we did good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Well,
we got to figure out a name. I'm gonna put it on I don't know, maybe I'm gonna put it on something and just send y'all the link to it. And I'm proud
four
of
guys
y'all
named
guys.
Mo.
Huh?
I said 4 guys named Mo.
Yeah, I know, right?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I think it's something that's cool, but
Oh yeah.
hopefully, man, we could do this pretty often and get together. And
Yeah.
we don't always got to talk about movies. We could talk about different stuff. We all got families.
Hmm.
You know, I'm about to be a grandpappy soon. In
Is that right? Congratulations.
yeah, I'm having a little waterhead boy. So
It'll
I'm
change
looking
your
forward
life,
to that.
just like becoming a daddy, man. I
Yep.
mean, it.
Really?
Well, I became a granddad for the first time 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 2 little boys now. I mean,
Yeah.
it changed. I'm not the same person I was with my son. I tell you,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
it will
your
change you.
grandbaby just pour milk on the floor, look you in the eyes, huh? And you
Hey, he could pour anything on the floor, and usually he does.
That's awesome. You know, because I don't know. I would like to think I'm still have my edge, but it's just like life. You just kind of you figure that it's not that big a deal. You just kind of enjoy them a little bit more. And like Tony, he's a father. He got how many kids you got? Tony, you got 4 babies?
Yeah, 4, 3 girls and a boy. Yeah.
2 girls and a boy.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Loving every day of fatherhood is, parenting can get tough, especially if you got 4,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't, there's no place I'd rather be other than right here with them,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Watching them grow, watching them develop.
And I know media don't like for black men talking about their family. That might be kind of new, but yeah, we proud fathers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I enjoy being a dad, and the whole new transition to being a granddad is going to be pretty fun.
It's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, for sure. When's the baby due?
October, hopefully we born October. Hopefully Halloween, because she's due late.
Oh, okay.
Like October. I would love to name that baby Jack-o'-lantern or something like that. But she'll have a name for him pretty. I'm just looking forward to go in there and mess with him a little bit. Wait till he get a little bit older, and we're gonna jump in my forerunner, and we're gonna get on down the street, and she's gonna have to catch us. We're gonna have a good time.
I tell you, that's what I would do if my boys live closer, man. They live
Yeah.
down in Jacksonville, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they just gotta get a little bit older.
How old are
tell you,
you?
man,
Because
You said 5 years ago. Yeah.
hey, 5 more years, man, I'm gonna stop working for sure.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
100%. So
Yeah.
I tell everybody when you have them, spend as much time and love them while you got them, because
Yep.
when they're gone, and if you ever lose one, it's
Yeah.
horrible. So
Yeah.
just make sure that you
Yeah.
spend as much time as you can, because you'll. And I always tell people never say, "Man, I wish I'd have never took that phone call. I wish I'd have never. I wish I wish I would have. I wish I would have. When they say, "Hey, Dad, let's go do X, Y, and Z," I wish I would have just dropped everything and did it.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
something that's
like you
horrible.
said, they're born to drive you crazy too. I
Yeah.
mean, I could tell you stories about my son, but I won't do it right now.
Yeah.
I
They've
mean, when
been-
he was in high school, it was just like, boy, I'm having palpitation. You come in here and I'm hearing things your teachers are telling me and what's happening on school bus. It's like, oh man, so you're gonna end up
Yeah.
in jail.
Yeah. It's our journey, man, and hopefully our journeys as fathers and people in general is, we go through ups and downs, and just like all of us, we've been friends for a long time. I think Tony is the less what I know. I've known him for 7 years. I've
Yeah.
known Colin a long time. I've known Moppet a long time.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, all of y'all is over 10 years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just what it is. And hopefully, man, we all get together one time, and we need to go back to the old Hickory house.
Yeah, you told me about it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind checking that out.
Because Colin lives in he live in Gwinnett. Katie live in Gwinnett, so we can all go down somewhere closer. It don't
Okay.
matter.
I think a few years ago we went there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you went there. Because
Yeah.
these other two jack legs ain't went with me yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Oh
haven't
my
been.
that was, oh my God, that was close to 10 years ago, if not longer.
Easy.
Wow, we're that old, man.
Yeah,
Times have
yeah,
changed.
you are that old.
Alex, wait a minute. When's the last time you been?
I can't confirm or deny that, sir. No, I took my daughter there. I took Kylie there when she graduated, so it was this year.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because it might not be the same place that you think it was.
As the great Dave Chappelle said, I played the fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all not getting me tied up in nothing I don't need to be in. I ain't with it. Roland.
I ain't with it.
But all right, guys, we gonna sign this off, and I think we did a good job. Let's see. Hopefully the people love us.
Yeah.
And we roll with it.
All right.
All right.
Be safe.
Till next time. Okay.
All right, y'all
All right,
guys,
brothers.
Be
Take
safe.
care.
Okay.
All right.
Be safe too. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay.